Listen, Clay, we're gonna get this program of ours together, how to get it across to the Russians. And how am I supposed to? I don't see any of them at all. I don't understand where they went. Well, let's probably just write down everything I'm saying, print it, leaflets, and I don't know if we'll just drop it on them or what. We still have Bearslav? No, not yet. This is terrible. Isolda Filipovna, go feed the carrier pigeons. Just make sure Vasilk, the cat, doesn't touch them. What, are you trying to learn the modern alphabet? It's supposed to be yav 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 yav, and I wouldn't recommend it. Well, Mordinians are American by nationality. That's it. Roskomnadzor will ban this alphabet as an enemy messenger. And I don't understand how to get this information to them now. They don't understand anything except being kicked in the ass.
In central Moscow, they tested a complete mobile internet shutdown. On March 5 to 6, a complete mobile internet shutdown was tested in central Moscow, affecting residents of the central and southern administrative districts.
And most importantly, I noticed no one even asks why anymore. On the contrary, people are wondering why they even need that internet, because it's loose, not orthodox, and, well, too suspiciously foreign. Too suspiciously foreign. But earlier, other regions of Russia felt the impact on the subway. Well, you could say this wasn't considered. Because, well, you know, they're different Russias. The one with the Moscow Ring Road. And some completely different Russia's a total scumbag. And so far, Moscow itself has been hit by this. Well, congratulations. Your Moscow's already a scumbag too.
Telecom operators have received orders to limit mobile internet service in several districts of Moscow. Residents of the capital have been complaining about network outages for 24 hours now.
Complaining? Have you completely lost your minds or something? I see the authorities have let you down. I've only just found the key. Oh, key? How can I get you all to buckle down and corral you? And they're complaining. Well, cut off everything, you complainers, so they know.
Thanks money to offshore companies. In Moscow, there's been no internet for 4 days now. Communications are being jammed by orders from above, but no one is giving a reason. In the center of the capital, the internet is completely down. Terminals and stores are not working. You can't pick up orders at pickup points, or even access the bank app. Stores and cafes are stopping work or switching. Only websites from the whitelist are working, and not all of them. It feels like we've returned to the 90s, residents complain.
And the 90s, excuse me, what century was that? Well, Rurik is somewhere close there. The Pechenegs, the Polosians, well, they've lived without the internet for ages, and it's no longer needed in stores, let alone cafes. You can probably guess the reasons for this yourself. You'll have plenty of free, unoccupied time now.
Following Moscow, the internet was shut down in St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg, following Moscow, faced mobile internet outages. The blockages began after 6 a.m. on March 9, according to Down Detector data. A total of nearly 2,500 complaints were received. Residents write that their messengers, websites, and banking apps aren't working. They only have access to whitelists.
You might have access to some TVs, though. Well, go there. They'll tell you everything you need. You don't need to know anything else. You just need to know that your country is fighting the entire Western way of life for this so treacherous. Ooh. Turn off their water and gas.
Everything's broken. The internet outage has paralyzed businesses in downtown Moscow. Within Moscow's Garden Ring, there have been internet outages for 5 days and sometimes even cell phone service, according to those who live and work in the city center. This is because the Ministry of Digital Development is testing the possibility of blocking websites not whitelisted.
This kind of telethon is only online. Only those websites your paranoid state allows. Not those you need, none of those you find convenient, but only who it allows. And tomorrow comes the ban.
Since March 6, not only have the big three lost mobile internet, but there's been no mobile service either. You leave the house and get a complete digital detox as a resident of a house near Chistye Prudy. On the post-holiday work Tuesday, she was able to receive calls, but text messages weren't coming. Even whitelisted websites won't open online. Ms. Moskvichka.
No, wait, that's not right either. What do you mean? I don't understand I can receive calls now. So you're saying that in the third millennium, you can just call any number you come across and talk about it false and anything? Where's the whitelist? So the phone is allowed to send messages from 3 well-vetted people to all of Moscow. And they get the calls? and they get the news they need. Why the hell do you even need mobile service? We're also going to turn off everything following the footsteps of the internet.
Back in the 2000s, Russians were buying up MP3 players en masse due to slow internet speeds and the disappearance of music. Starting March 1st, artists and labels could be fined for mentioning banned substances in songs. So before the law came into effect, artists and services began editing old tracks. Ooh. Lyrics were being cut and some songs were disappearing from catalogs.
No, well, that shit says too slow for you to roll back. MP3 players, let's remember what it is. Well, it's too modern for you today, tomorrow. You'll be burned on cassettes, then on reels like the ones you remember listening to in high kitchens. Yeah. By the way, they haven't banned me yet. Well, at least I started smoking for a friend. What's going on? They won't ban me. He's lucky he died, otherwise he would have been rotting in prison long ago. The Brezhnev thaw is over.
In Russia, despite internet blockages, radio audiences have grown for the first time in 7 years.
And what am I telling you? The next stage of technological progress is the radio station's single broadcasting point, the only one for the entire village. We'll attach a radio station to a pole and listen to the news every day during lunch break. What kind of announcer will read it with such a voice? From the Soviet Information Bureau! Today, the troops of the glorious Red Army liberated the city of Moscow. Oh! There were no victims or damage caused by enemy internet propaganda.
Kremlin declared that mobile communications are being shut off for security reasons and in strict accordance with the law.
And are we against it? Your constitutional rights are being violated according to the Constitution. Well, they passed such a law. And tomorrow they'll pass something like this, for example, where brunettes can safely protect the safety of blondes and rape them, and everything will be within the law. And the blonde won't even be able to report it to the police because she turned off her phone within the law, and everything will be legal. Your life isn't boring. Come on, remember how you spent your time during the stagnation. Where did Philippon go to the movies? They don't know. It's not exactly a hotbed of morality and betrayal, in my opinion.
The Ministry of Culture has been given police powers to supervise cinema. The ministry will be able to independently investigate cases of film screenings without a distribution certificate. The ministry will be able to interview witnesses, request documents, and subpoena witnesses to identify the perpetrators. The ministry will also be allowed to collect evidence from special technical equipment used for film screenings.
And I told you a long time ago, the times of Brezhnev's stagnation and Andropov's raids will seem like a period of unspoiled democratic thaw to them. They're cutting off the internet, cutting off mobile service, banning music, and not showing films. It's a trick question. What else is an ordinary Russian supposed to drink? What else is there to do? Why would I go to the library now? Do you want to pick up some banned book and probably give them a hard time?
Russian bookstores are experiencing their fifth wave of book seizures since the war began. Since the beginning of the year, at least 3 Czech books have been seized from Russian bookstores at the initiative of publishers. An agency analysis confirms this. This is already the 5th wave of book seizures since the war began.
So there are still some to seize. Well, that means there will be a 6th wave. We have everything until they ban all paper. Well, Kolya, let us tell you about Bridgemark and let's run before they ban it. And then, I don't understand, are we gonna carve news into stones for them, or what? And why are you, Olga Filipovna, watching my hand so closely now? Who obliged you?
Second Russian region has instituted surveillance of schoolchildren's social media. In the Sverdlovsk region, 24-hour monitoring of schoolchildren's social media has been launched to identify destructive behavior, Deputy Governor Tatiana Savinova announced on OTV. According to her, a total of 4.6 million accounts are being monitored. If prohibited or destructive content or suicidal thoughts are detected, the information is transmitted to the Ministry of Education and educational institutions within a few hours. Targeted outreach to families is underway, Sava explained. She added that monitoring will be ongoing to promptly identify dangerous situations and support children at risk.
So the entire country is already at risk, she added. It's either forbidden, banned, or they've already shut it down like they're quietly watching one after another, suspiciously from around the corner, and will punish you if you don't report your child to the police in time. So if you think Russians will start rebelling now that they're being deprived of the last blessings of civilization, then I think you're wrong. Well, firstly, Russians and rebellion are already antonyms, and secondly, they've become so intimidated that they'll be happy to forcibly shut everything down and confiscate their books. Sad. They'll happily report on themselves that somehow, quietly, from behind the police, communications have started working. And then they'll begin, as they so beautifully put it, targeted work with them. This is Russia that knows how. So, I'm already beginning to understand this lot of theirs. I'm just going to die somewhere in the vehicle. After a life like this, at least there's some action. Some action if like our beautiful FPV drone. Bang, and that's it. Point by point work. After a life like this, no one's really gonna lose anything.